What you are seeing here is the border area, pretty and serene. I never know in the next few months it will be devastated by war.
Details coming in.
The border situation between Thailand and Cambodia is still volatile right now. So if you are planning a trip between Cambodia and Thailand by land, please check the latest travel advisories and border status before you go. Let's jump into the video. I embarked on an incredible 11 days journey, traveling across 3 Southeast Asian countries: Cambodia, Thailand and Malaysia, all the way back to Singapore. The highlights of this trip are the land border crossing between Cambodia and Thailand, and subsequently Thailand and Malaysia. This trip isn't a planned one. I just packed a bag and went, chasing 2 border crossings by land, experiencing bizarre detours and unforgettable flavors.
Now is 7:30.
Come with me as I dive into the sights, culinary sounds, and festive joy of this spontaneous trip. By Cambodia, as I lug my backpack from my hostel to the bus station. The bus terminal is a walking distance from where I stay, and it's next to the jetty to Koh Rong. After doing my check-in at the bus station, I still have 1 more hour before my bus pick me up. Since the bus station is just next to the ferry, I swing by to the jetty to have a look. This jetty is where the ferry sets off to Koh Rong, the most scenic, often known as the Maldives of Cambodia. It is now time for me to board the bus out of Cambodia directly to Bangkok. The minivan is waiting outside the bus station, and I can't help but wonder, did I really pay $45 for this? That is the gamble you take with buses in Southeast Asia.
This is the bus terminal for Sihanoukville.
It's like opening a blind box. You never quite know what you are going to get until the ride actually starts.
Where's the bus? Wait here. Thank you.
Actually, the minivan that picked me up dropped me off in the middle of a bigger bus area. I was told to wait and wait and wait for passengers to arrive, for a mechanic to fix what I think was an overused bus problem, and eventually for a replacement bus. Getting onto the bus, first, off my shoes into a plastic bag. I'm surprised by the first surprise thrown in. This is a sleeping bus. Not too bad. The width is okay for a slim guy like me, but not long enough for my legs. I slept through the entire night intermittently. There are a couple of stops along the way, but I did not bother to step out of the bus. But then came surprise number 2. From the GPS, I realized that through the night, the bus was taking a much longer route than I thought. First, the bus went back up towards Phnom Penh, and now it is heading east of Phnom Penh towards the Thai border. Somewhere, honestly, I do not know where. The fact is, there are more than a dozen of land borders Cambodia share with Thailand. My original intent is to go through Koh Kon border into Trat. This is the most scenic border crossing that I have taken in my last visit, and the nearest to Sihanoukville from where I start my bus from. At this point, I really do not know where this bus is taking me to. As the bus keeps going, we pass through small built-up towns, sleepy villages, and rice paddy fields, zooming past in the dim morning light. The few rest stops along the way were just quick affairs. Just enough time for a bathroom break and snacks. But most time, I stay on the bus, half asleep, half trying to figure out where on earth we are heading. Somehow, some way.
Oh dear, terrible. The time now is 6:30. And I'm now, instead of in Bangkok, I'm now in Siem Reap.
Finally, I am thrown out of my sleeping bus. GPS says I'm in Siem Reap. That is thousands of kilometers from where I start. I have zero idea how this land border crossing works. I was told to wait. Yes, waiting has been an integral part of Southeast Asia busing. After what felt like waiting forever at the bus stop, another surprise rolled in. A beaten up old car finally pulled up outside the bus station. Our luggage is sardine packed into the boots of the car, while me and a few tourists are packed into the car. The car suddenly sped off towards the Thai border, and I slowly starting to realize what was happening. We are now heading for Poipet, the most famous land border crossing between Cambodia and Thailand. If you have ever heard about Southeast Asia overland travel, you will definitely have heard about Poipet. It is one of the main border crossing where Cambodia National Road 6 meets the Thai side at Aranyaprathet. This is a famous route for backpackers and overlanders that have been used for decades to get in and out of both countries. For years, it has been on my travel bucket list. Crossing this land border by land, foot over that invisible line as I leave one country and enter another. I never know I'm checking off this bucket list of mine under these accidental circumstances. What you are seeing now is the border area. It looks pretty and serene. It is hard to imagine in the next few months what I'm seeing now is devastated by war. And that's the hard truth. In any conflict, the locals always suffer the most. Ordinary people, the farmers, the shop owners and family pay the price long after the headlines faded. I truly hope the tension will ease and normal life returns here, and that this peaceful scenery stays that way for good.
It's a rest stop here. Wow, after traveling for 1.5 hours, I still not at the border town yet, somewhere pretty near.
As I see more built up area outside of my window, I know we are reaching Poipet soon. The usual mix of Khmer and Chinese signboards line the streets, and the whole place feels bustling with businesses and trade on every corner. Those bustling activities teeming with businesses, trades shouting from the streets into my car. Poipet is one of top 5 biggest cities in Cambodia with a population of 100,000. And Poipet is a major border town on the Cambodia-Thai frontier and historically one of the country's busiest crossing points. Border towns often have a reputation, and Poipet is no exception. It is known across the region as a fast-growing gambling hub, where casinos line the streets and attract visitors from Thailand and beyond. The area around the border is clogged with business, cars, and people, so vehicles usually stop about 400 meters away from the actual checkpoint before you can even start the border crossing process. We are expected to do the border crossing ourselves. This isn't some magic service where someone handles it for you. Before we walk off, our Cambodia driver even take a group photo of all of us, probably as a way of handing us over to the contact waiting at the opposite side of the border. Everyone in the car is issued with a lanyard for identification. I just know this lanyard would probably protect me, telling potential scammers do not touch us. I enter into the Grand Cambodia custom building.
Bye, Cambodia.
I have to switch off my phone. The immigration is smooth as silk. Probably the lanyard helps, and that protects us from unnecessary complication. I got off from the Cambodia immigration building. Now, there is this 150-meter stretch of no man's land one has to walk on. The Thailand and Cambodia border is actually separated by a small river, and I am now walking on their friendship bridge. In front of me is the Thai custom, which means no camera again.
I'm on Thailand soil right now. Not officially though. This is the no man's zone. Yes, I'm now in Thailand. This is the custom house behind me.
I am now out of Thai custom, stepping onto Thailand soil. My mission now is to look for my Thailand transport. But honestly, it feels like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I keep swinging my lanyard around, hoping it will help the counterparty find me.
This is the small gate to go into the immigration.
But nothing seems to work. At this point, my best bet is to follow other travelers. I'm looking out for those tourists with lanyards and Western faces. I tailgate some of them, and I ended up walking up and down the roads and even through a shopping mall car park before I finally reached the row of transport companies that line up near the border. Just so you know, this Thai border opposite the opposite side of Poipet is called Aranyaprathet. At the bus company, I was told I missed the earlier car, and I'm told the next one probably won't come for the next 2 hours. I go to KFC. Now, I know fast food might not be the most authentic travel meal, but right now, it feels familiar. I know how to order, know where to pick up my food, and most importantly, there's air conditioning.
Hello, listen. 59 baht.
59?
59.
Okay, you want spicy or green curry?
Green curry.
It feels so satisfying after all the chaos. Sometimes, as you travel, especially as you get a bit older, you start to yearn for that kind of stability, you know? Even something as simple as a familiar meal can feel comforting before heading back to wait out at the bus stop for the next ride.
Very nice.
The minivan now leaves Aranyaprathet, with Cambodia behind me and Thailand in front of me. The next big destination on my route is Bangkok, which is still roughly 240 to 250 kilometers away by road. About a 3.5 hour bus or minivan ride if traffic cooperates. At first, the landscape doesn't change much at all. Paddy fields stretch out on both sides and rice paddies fading in and out of view as the highway cuts through the Thailand countryside. As the minivan travels, we begin to pass small towns and local villages. And finally, as Bangkok comes closer and closer, the scenery transforms again. The skyline slightly rises, and I began to spot skyscrapers and modern buildings on the horizon, signaling the approach into one of Southeast Asia's most bustling mega cities. If you enjoyed this little border crossing adventure from Cambodia to Thailand, please show some love. Give this video a like and drop a comment or two to share your thoughts. That really helps this small content grow. And if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button and join me so we can continue this journey together.
My bus from the border dropped me off in the middle of Bangkok. I think this is the city center. I need to orientate myself. Where am I now? Because I've never been to this part of the town.